To be the man, you've got to be in the main event. Whoa! Ric Flair, guys, has been running his mouth again. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. And it wouldn't be wrestling without Ric Flair doing what he does best, and these days at least, and that is pretty much just talking shit. What could you really expect though when you give a Ric Flair his own podcast? When Ric Flair has 2 hours a week to rant about whatever he wants, then of course the shit is going to flow. And it has flowed again this week because Ric Flair believes that Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley should be one of WWE WrestleMania 39's main events. Now, he says it should be one of the main events, obviously, because WrestleMania now is a 2-night thing, and it appears that WrestleMania will be staying a 2-night thing for the foreseeable future. Now, I'm not going to give my opinion on the 2 nights. Personally, I don't like it, but I can understand why they do it. I mean, if you can sell out WrestleMania for 2 nights, then why not do it? You know, it does make sense financially from a business standpoint. Personally, I don't like the 2 nights, but whatever. Look, Ric Flair thinks that this should be the main event. Now, for me, there is only really one main event. I think the main event of WrestleMania is whatever is main event night 2. Now, that's not to take away from anybody that main event's night 1, but personally for me, I think the real main event is whatever happens last. And for me, night 2 is after night 1, therefore night 2's main event is more important than night 1's main event. That's just what I think. But anyway, Ric Flair was giving his opinion on the match, and he said the following, and I quote, "It's got to be one of the main events. It's going to be spectacular. Rhea has matured so much. That match they had in front of no people a couple of years ago was fantastic. I can only imagine. I mean, the Queen is in a place where she just plain and simply is the best worker in the business, in the company. I'm sure that she and Rhea will tear the joint down. If I were the guys, I wouldn't want to follow them. And I would be hoping that they'd be on last. As much as I enjoyed that group that Rhea's with, which worked out really nice, I'm really happy that she's going out on her own again. I like that. Win, lose or draw. I don't know whether she'll stay with that group or not, but she is such a great single attraction. She and the Queen will just tear it down. I'm so excited for both of them." End of quote. So, Ric Flair, again, look, I get it. Charlotte Flair's his daughter. We all want, well, I don't know, I don't have any kids, but I mean, I can assume that we all, let's say family then, you know, we want the best for our family. We always want to try and put our family in a positive light, paint them in a, you know, a positive picture, this and that. But Ric Flair, he's just he's too over the top for me. Why can't he just be content with Charlotte being good? Why does he always have to brag about her being the best? You know, he makes out as if she's clear head and shoulders above everyone else. He said here that she is plain and simply the best worker in the business, not even female. He thinks that Charlotte Flair is the best worker in the business. How? I mean, she's clearly not. I mean, if we're basing it on men and women, then she's fucking nowhere near it. She's absolutely nowhere near the best worker if it's based on men and women alone. If we're talking women, then you know what? Yeah, she might be up there, but is she head and shoulders better than all the other women? No, it's definitely not. In terms of her promos, she is not good. She's never been a good promo. She's not got any better at promos. In fact, I would actually say she fucking sucks. In terms of an overall package, she's just not better than Becky Lynch. She isn't. Becky Lynch is, pun intended, the man. She's just better than Charlotte Flair. It wasn't even that long ago where Becky Lynch was being pushed as the top dog in the company, not just female, overall. About 2018, 19, 20, Becky Lynch was being pushed as the biggest attraction in wrestling, male or female. It wasn't Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair has never had the popularity or the rise that Becky Lynch has had. And this isn't me, you know, kissing Becky Lynch's ass, because I'm not even a big fan of Becky Lynch, but Ric Flair will make out, he will portray Charlotte to be, you know, the greatest thing in the females division when she isn't. A lot of people don't even like Charlotte Flair. 14 world titles, had titles shoved down her throat. She's been pushed and pushed on us. I mean, what, 14 world titles in a 7-year span? It's ridiculous. A lot of people don't even like Charlotte Flair. I mean, a lot of people are happy when she leaves and disappears and we don't see her on TV. Now, at the moment, people like her return because she took the belt off Ronda Rousey. That's the only reason why. If Charlotte came back and beat somebody that they actually liked, if Charlotte came back and took the belt off Liv Morgan, fans would be having a meltdown. So let's not pretend that Charlotte Flair is so popular, or she's mega over with the fans, or the people love her. We don't, you know, we hate Charlotte. We're sick of Charlotte being pushed down our throats. I mean, she's got 14 world titles. She's got about 100 plastic surgeries. I mean, there's nothing to really like about Charlotte Flair. I'm sick of Charlotte Flair. I don't want to see Charlotte Flair. I mean, she's the only, if she wasn't called Flair, she would be nowhere. There you go. So you can take that quote for me. If she wasn't called Flair, she would be nowhere. Another thing I want to point out here is the WrestleMania main events. Look, I don't think just because you're a female, you should get to main event a WrestleMania. Now, people are going to say, well, that's not the case. But let's be honest, it kind of has been the case. If you look at WWE, since implementing the 2 nights, and I'm not going to count the night where the WrestleMania where they did it behind closed doors, because that was different. Obviously, the main event was the Brock Lesnar world title match, and then they did have the Boneyard match, which obviously had the main event as well. So let's not count that. That was behind closed doors. Since the women main event it with Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair, and let's be real, take Charlotte Flair out of that match, it was going to be Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, but again, they just had to shoehorn Charlotte in there because they always have to. So the women main evented that one. Then WrestleMania 37, night 1, main event with Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Then at WrestleMania 38, the women were supposed to main event night 1, but they ended up not doing it because Stone Cold Steve Austin came back. And obviously, if Austin's going to wrestle, then he has to main event. So that's a no-brainer. But the women were going to main event WrestleMania 38 night 1. So it looks like under WWE that their current strategy, their current plan with the 2-night WrestleManias is to have women main event night 1. And for me, that's a no-no. You should not be just main eventing a WrestleMania because of your gender. The WrestleMania main events for me should go to the world champions, and the men world titles are more prestigious than the women's. Now, I get it, Roman Reigns is holding both at the moment, and unless he's defending both, then he can't wrestle on both nights. So Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 100% should main event night 2. But I don't think the women should just automatically get the main event night 1. If they have a feud and rivalry that is, you know, worthy of main eventing, then so be it. But they shouldn't just get the main event because WWE wants to push this equality thing. They want this 50-50 thing where, oh, the women have to get their own Royal Rumble, the women have to get their own Money in the Bank, the women have to main event because the men get to fuck that, man, fuck that, seriously. I think the main event for WrestleMania this year, if they're going to do night 1, I would give it to the Usos. It looks like they're going to do the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the tag titles. So for me, I would have that main event. I would personally do that. I think the Usos have had a great run. But, you know, why not award them? Why not reward them with a main event in night 1? But it shouldn't be Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. Definitely should not be Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. So anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts here. Ric Flair thinks that this match should definitely main event one of the nights. It should be nowhere near main eventing, and nobody in their right mind can even suggest that this should main event over Roman Reigns. So it's just, this match is not as important as the Undisputed Universal title. So definitely will not main event night 2, but it shouldn't main event night 1 either, in my opinion. Let me know what you think down below, and yeah, Ric Flair, sick of Ric Flair, man, overrating his fucking daughter. Nobody likes her, she sucks. Honestly, nobody likes Charlotte Flair. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.